Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Nukes map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting with Team 1 in the West and ending with Team 2 in the East. Starting with Team 1's Northwestern player, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Oblila Cybrians playing as an Aeon. He is a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game. Overall, to his southeast, we have in Forest Green, it is Just Q playing as a Cybran. He is a 1900. To his southwest, we have in Royal Blue, it is Lieutenant Lich playing as a Seraphim. He is an 1800. And rounding out the northern half for Team 1 in Rust, it is Pie Guy playing as a Cybran. He is a 1200. In lighter strike pink to his south, we have Veleron playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1500. And continuing on southward, we have in light tan, it is Themo 29 playing as a UEF as a 1200. And last but not least for Team 1 in Snow White, it is Buttons playing as a UEF as well as a 1600. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have two UEF, two Cybrans, two Seraphim, one Aeon. And that is all of the factions on Team 1 represented. Taking a look at Team 2's southeastern player, we have in Regal Purple, it is Mui playing as an Aeon. He is a 2000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2. To his northwest, we have in Batman Gray's Dro. I think you say his name. He is a Cybran. He is a 1900. To his north, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Mythologist playing as an Aeon. He is a 1400, and rounding out Team 2 southern side, we have in Pac-Man Yellow another Aeon. Hollow Submarine, no submarines on this map, unfortunately. He is a 1700. To his north in Imperial Gray, it is Seal Force playing as a UEF. He is a 1500. And going the dark green to his northeast, we have Narwhal. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1200. And to his west by northwest or northwest, whatever direction, it is Sizoan playing as a Cybran. He is an Amethyst Purple as a 1700. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have two Cybrans, three Aeon, one Seraphim, and one UEF. So all the factions represented on Team 2 side of the match, really the only difference is Team 2 has more Aeon and Team 1 has more Cybrans and more Seraphim. Yeah, more Seraphim. And more UEF? No, they have the same amount of Cybrans. It's more UEF and more Seraphim for Team 1. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation currently sitting at... That's not even worth even noting. It's only 4,000 mass. In between 14 players, that's not even 300 mass. Not 3,000, 300 mass per player. So... not really worth writing home about. I will note, though, that this map has essentially no impediments in terms of the land geography. A couple of short little mountains or hills, but it is essentially just a super flat map. So definitely going to be just combat in land all day, every day. No lanes, no nothing, just chaos. Again, it is 7v7, so I expect that to be the norm anyways, but even still, with the land as it is. Taking a look at the mech locations before our players scoop them all up. We have a couple of quad mech positions in the middle for both teams to grab. We do see that Team 2's Mythologist moving in to try to capture Team 1's on that western front. They have two of them on the front. Trimex position in the north, and a couple of one-ups dotted in the back lane. Again, players have pretty much scooped up most of the mexes at this point, so it's just kind of a run, grab the rest that they can, and spam up units. In terms of where our players are headed off to, I think everybody on Team 2 has left their main base. Team 1 looks like it's the similar situation. Everybody moving to the middle of the map. And are there lanes? Like I said, absolutely not. But we do have some notable, separation going on. We have one player for each team in the north. That's Sizoan and Oblee facing off. We have three players for Team 1, kind of on the northern-ish half of the middle, and three players for Team 2 on the eastern side as well. Gun started for one of those for Team 1 of Pie Guy in the middle of the map. Southern side of the middle, we have a couple of players from Team 1, a couple being three, and I see one player from Team 2. I see, actually, that is Team 2's player, so never mind. There are a couple for Team 1, a couple of Team 2. And then in the south, it looks like it is 1v1 between Mui and Buttons. Couple of units from Team 2's Dro moving in westwardly. Not going exactly west, more going southwest. Going after a couple of mexes for buttons. We see Calm 1 Calm action has occurred between Velarone of Team 1 and Mythologist of Team 2. Hit point advantage does go to Team 1's Velarone at 500. Nothing really worth writing home about, but those 500 could save his bacon. Who knows? To the north, we have that gun upgrade almost done for Pie Guy. And no combat has really occurred besides a couple of possible intrusions from Team 1's Just Q, moving in to essentially replicate what Team 2 did to Buttons against Syzolan. Again, the highest rated players for each team are in the northwest and southeastern corners, so that is definitely players to watch out for. But there are a couple of 1900s in the game as well, and everybody between 1200 and upwards. So lots of players with decent rating in this game, and some of them are pros, some of them are Joes, so hopefully you are enjoying the mix of both. We do see guns started in the north for Syzolan. Still Calm v Calm action between Velarone and Mythologist. Mythologist getting some T1 mexes online very far forward, and I thought I heard an explosion somewhere. No explosion. That's good. Gun speed to the north for Obli. We do see that Just Q is moving in. I think I'm going to split things up and kind of just say the the west is the north and the south is the east, and call it a day there. We do see that Team 2's Mythologist is retreating, and the attack on Syzolan is occurring. Just Q could be able to knock out the upgrade that is started. And 50% looks like Just Q is falling back, so maybe not. Unfortunate for Team 1, but fortunate for Team 2. I think we have to shift things a little bit southward. Rain started on board Hollow Submarine. Team 1 PD online. Pie Guy finishes the first gun upgrade of the game. Actually, not even first gun upgrade, just first upgrade in general. Range is done, going for speed next, and Hollow Submarine will be forced back. We'll be able to fire at Pie Guy, but not as fast as his opponent. We do see Lieutenant Lynch is moving into assist as well. It looks like the southern side kind of devoid of action for now, but Team 2's Mythologist did claim that quad expedition on the front line, so that will be a nice little added benefit to him and his team in general. We do see that Team 1 essentially doing the exact same thing. Lots of mirroring going on between the northern half and the southern half for both teams. And there is a clear divide between the north and the half, right about where these mexers are facing off at one another, staring at one another, saying, I have a better income than you do. Stealth started on board Syzolan's. Calm finishes the gun upgrade. Speed almost done for Obli. He'll probably go for range after that. His forces do get cut off, and that run by fails. Gun started for Mythologist in the front line. Gun also started for his opponent, Velarone. Gun started for Dro in the middle, and gun started for Buttons. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of guns for this game. And speaking of which, gun range started on board Hollow Submarines. Calm agree with the advanced range, so he's a little bit of an advantage in that regard, but he is all alone. We do see CO Force maybe he's going to help assist that upgrade to progress a little bit faster. Stealth is done, not going for nano yet, and range is almost done for Obli. I don't think he'll go for advanced right away. Maybe he'll try to push with the upgrade first. Gun damage range started for Themo. I think I made a comment about his, maybe not. And his upgrade has actually surpassed his UEF teammates of Buttons. And no, he is going to go for advanced range right away, just to take advantage of, well, the range. And we do see that those forces from Team 1 Just Q pull a sequel and do the exact same thing, and it's doing a little bit better than the first one did. But it does look like all of the forces from Team 2's Syzolan and some from Narwhal move in to intercept. This would be a good opportunity for Team 1 to push with their comms, but both of them are on upgrade, so that's not going to happen for now. We do see some forces starting to surround Narwhal's comm, but he should be fine. No upgrades on board, but has constant reinforcements from both the north and from himself, so that should be more than enough to protect him. Stealth starting on board Pie Guy's comm, and advanced range almost done for Hollow Submarine. Gun almost done, or at least half done here for Themo, and Dro will be able to cancel the upgrade for Themo. That's unfortunate for him. Velarone is done with gun. Mythologist is done with gun, both of them in the yellow, and gun almost done here for Buttons in the south. Nothing really happening for Mui in the south, but I would expect him to see him move here shortly. T2 land is done. Surprised? No air player in the south. Oh, nope, there's airplay. T3 air started for Hollow Submarine. T3 air started for anybody on Team 1. Yes, almost done, actually, for Lieutenant Lynch. Haven't seen a whole lot of him, but again, he's focused on air, which makes a lot more sense. Stealth started on board Just Q's comm. Range started for Mui. Range started for Mythologist. I thought he finished both speed and range, but I guess not. And Dro being slowly pushed back by a couple of T1 bombers inbound from Team 1. Gun upgrade restarted by Themo. Not super great. Couple of units do get behind him, and advanced range started on board. Mythologist Com really wants to finish that upgrade sooner rather than later. We have Seal Force with gun and Hollow Submarine with gun, and Pie Guy going to start Nano. Definitely ambitious there. Will be forced to cancel it, but again, a couple percentage isn't really a huge amount of mass to lose. In the north, Obli being surrounded by Saizawan's Com. Looks like it's going to be the first kill of the game. Goes to him, killing off the highest rated player in the game. Nice grab there from Team 2's northern player. Saizawan drops the game to a 7v6 in their favor. And no comms are in danger as of yet. Speed started here for Mui. Gun halfway done here for Themo. Range almost done for Mythologist. Gun started here for Lieutenant Lich. And Team 1 is slowly being pushed back. The quad mech's position will soon be under Team 2's control. But now we have a counterattack from Just Q. They're like, no, we didn't like that. Go away with that. And it does look like he will advert danger, but he's going to be in the... No, he gets some veterancy. He's going to be actually perfectly fine. But definitely has to watch out because he could easily get sniped by a strap bomber or two, especially with T3 Air now online for Lieutenant Lich. T3 Air is also online for Team 2, at least in 1 degree, but definitely needs to go home and go for that nano upgrade sooner rather than later. Speed started... Oh, that upgrade has almost been done anyways. Team 2's Dro continuing to push. He's in the yellow. And Themo's done with his gun. Velamone, of course, is done with his comms gun. And 1-star veterancy versus done. But Velamone, of course, is working at a lack of range due to the fact that Mythologist has the advanced range on board. We do see Buttons pushing in against Mui. Mui only has the range on board. And Buttons is going to get some nice veterancy from these T2 blazes. And Nano has been started on board Pie Guy's Com once again, and it's Seal Force versus him and Lieutenant Lich, so not really a good situation to be in for Seal Force. Falls back, gets underneath some shield coverage, and pushes in with some pillars. Nano repair started on board Just Q's Com, and Saizawan is going to continue to push. Don't really agree with that. At least fall back to this position, get a shield online, hide under that, get Nano back online, or not back online, but online. Because, again, he's not really regenerating that quickly, and he could easily get sniped by Team 1, especially with Loyalists running around soon to be the main unit for Team 1's northern player. And he's sitting on double base as well, so double eco, definitely something to watch out for. And Gun started and is halfway done for Narwhal in the east. Nano repair is almost done. He might just sit here and just take the damage if he does receive damage and finish the upgrade. It'll get him pretty well regened back up once he gets that upgrade done. And he's getting some veterancy while he's standing there getting an upgrade. So nice little 2-for-1 situation for him. Lots of veterancy going down here for him. Lieutenant Lich getting some veterancy as well. And Seal Force dropping the yellow. Has to be a little careful. There's the nano upgrade. Now up to 84. And that's going to be a little bit more in favor for Team 1 in the mid-north section. Yeah. Words are hard. Nano repair started on board Dro's Com. He has stealth on board. Nano repair started for Themo's Com. It's going to be gun, nano for both of them. But, of course, Team 2's Sovereign Commander of Dro does have stealth on board. Speed started here for Mui. He does not lose this position in the south, but his units are trying to help assist with defenses and counterattacks in the more northern section of the southern side. We do see Pie Guy continuing to push, and now we have Just Q going after Saizawan. Just Q at gun and stealth. Saizawan, same situation, no star versus 2-star. And, of course, has a little bit of a base to protect himself and to fall back to. We do have Solid Submarine being pushed back. Seal Force drops into the low-ish yellows. And Lieutenant Lich is perfectly fine. We have Corsair gets sniped out of the sky, not before it fires up a couple of volleys going after Pie Guy's Com. Run by the Harb says, oh, bleed, don't go on the OC overcharge, I'm assuming is what he's referring to in that regard. Lots of T2 PD in this base. But that Harbinger not looking too great. There goes the Com, killing off that. Gets him some more veterancy now up to 3 stars for him. And I thought those were Loyalists. No, those are Harbingers. Apologies. I was thinking of the forces from Just Q. And they have the same icon, so that doesn't help. We have Themo being overrun by Drogue. Again, gun, nano. 2-star versus 2-star. And it's 62 versus 90 hit points a second. We have some reinforcements inbound from Buttons. Nano repair started for Velarone, and Mythologist pushing in to claim that quad mech position once again. Shield started here for, who is that? That is Hollow Submarine, and actually going for speed. What did I say? Did I say shield? I don't even know what I said. Nano started here for Just Q in the north. That's going to get him back into the green very, very quickly. Already up to 40+% on that. Nano advanced range started in the south and almost done for Mui. And combat between Themo and Dro continues to just escalate. But again, most of the focus from both these commanders has been the units, not each other. Gets them more veterancy, gets them a little bit more survivability, 3-star and 3-star respectively. So it kind of illustrates that motive to get more veterancy, get more regen, and stay alive longer. We do see in the north middle once again we have Steel Force. He drops into the red again. Has to be careful. He has Nano back on, not back online, but online, and shield is almost done for Hollow Submarine. We'll give him an additional 8,000 hit points for the basic one, and then another 17,000 for the heavy one. We do see some units actually going around the base for Saizawan. And Saizawan pushing in. He has gun, stealth, gun, Nano, Just Q. He's falling back, but he's drawing Saizawan in. This could be an opportunity to wipe out Saizawan in the north if he can get him in the right situation. He doesn't have a lot of support, Just Q, so he has to be very, very careful. And he's going for the units, getting some veterancy. Again, 76, sorry, is it 76? 78 hit points a second regen. Needs to get to 1-star to get up to 80-something. And we do have the forces from Just Q pretty much killed off by the defenders of Team 2. And Saizawan loses most of his forces and will be forced back to that fire base in the north. In the south, we have Dro and Mythologist versus Themo. Not looking good for Themo. It's a 2 versus 1. And Pie Guy is defeated by Narwhal. He comes in to say hi, so that is unfortunate for Team 1. They lose another player in this game. Drops it to 5v7 still in Team 2's favor. Definitely not great. We do see Mythologist is the focus of the fire from Themo's comm. We have Velaron inbound from the north with a gun, Nano. And both these commanders from Team 2 have to be careful because it could easily turn to a 2v1 and then a 0v2 very, very quickly. Not looking good for Mythologist or Themo, but specifically Mythologist. Forces inbound surrounding Buttons is calm, and we see Mui pushing in. Lots of action going down in the south. Just going to make sure nothing... Great. Nope, Kate going back down. We do see something happening in the north. Looks like it gets shot down. And now Buttons is surrounded by Mui's forces, and that's going to be another kill for Team True, dropping this game to a 7v4 in their favor. And will they get the kill? Yep, there he goes. He is killed off. And that is the 4v7. Mythologist is below 1,000 hit points. Actually, Buttons control Ks. One to kill off all those T2 forces. And Mythologist takes an overcharge. And there he goes. First kill for Team 1 goes to Velaron. And now it's going to be a walk down for Dro's commander again at regular Nano and gun versus Nano and gun. 102 versus 88. And I think that's going to be enough for Team 1's Velaron to kill him off. Again, it's going to be a little bit of time. It might be enough to get some forces nearby to try to deal with the pathfinding for Velaron's comm. To try to boop him a little bit just to slow him down. But he's continuing to pressure the issue. 3-star vet versus 4-star vet. And I think Dro is going to get away. Bomber's inbound, going to do a little bit more damage. Drops him to 5,000. Themo and himself are going to continue to push on the southern side. And now with another death on Team 1, the APM is just sucked away from Team 1. Almost half of the players eliminated for Team 1 before 20 minutes is brutal for APM. Team 2 did lose a player, so it's not completely in Team 2's favor for that regard, but still being ahead 2 players at 18 minutes is a lot, but it does give multiple people on Team 1 single, if not, well, I guess at this point it's almost double base for everybody. But looks like it's been spread quite evenly. We see Themo getting 2 bases here, but he might lose that second base from Buttons if Mori has anything to say about it. We do see, I think, the only person on Team 1 not getting a double base is Velaron. We see Lieutenant Lynch gets a double, and of course Just Q's had a double for a while since the death of Opally. We do see CO4 is hanging out, not really by anything. 1 gunship, not going to be enough to kill him off. And now we're starting to see more of a focus more on the north and the south instead of the middles and the north and south. We do see Themo being shot at by Dro's comm, but he should be fine. 74 hit points a second regen on board. And Mui did not decide to charge him with his forces. Definitely a smart idea. Doesn't want to be that far forward and get isolated by some T3 gunships, T2 gun, or whatever may have it from Team 1. ASIF starting to stack up quite nicely for both of the air players. A little bit surprised that we don't see at least 2 air players in 7v7, but because this map has no, not advantages in terms of land geography nonsense, but there's no consolidation of, north, mid, and west, or south, and lanes specific. It's mainly just a free-for-all nonsense. It's just one of those things where you have to have more players on land, because if one player doesn't go for land, that's expected, and the other team does, that could be a run over that will not end very good for that team. We do see missiles outbound from Team 1 and Team 2, respectively. Yep, missile outbound from here, going after the mexes for this position, it looks like. And we have a nice little blaze providing some intelligence for Team 2. We do see some Harbingers going after SEAL Forces Commander, and even though there are, some Percys nearby, they are not the end-all be-all when it comes to not having the numbers, essentially 1,000 of anything to kill anything. As much as I love the Percy, it is not the, like I said, end-all be-all of the everything. The Hollow Submarine is here. He's getting some veterancy. He's assisting with defense of SEAL Forces Commander. He has some reinforcements from Narwhal and his commander inbound. We even see some forces from Lieutenant Lich coming to assist, and there's a focus on SEAL Forces Commander, dropping him very, very quickly into the red, and he might just take the AoE Calm Explosion to try to solidify the deaths of all of these units. And there he goes. Kills off all the Harbingers, and it does allow Hollow Submarine to get out of range just a tiny bit of time. He probably takes a little bit of AoE damage, but nothing mission or system critical. Much more system critical than mission critical. Southwest, we have Themo continuing to just try to push back Team 2's Mui, and it is now a 5v4 in Team 2's favor still, so that's only a 1 comm advantage instead of 2 that it was moments ago. 21 minutes on the clock, and half of the players are dead in the game, roughly. We start out with 14, and we are ending with, we so far have 9, so almost half. We do see, looks like transfer of control from, I think it was SEAL Forces base, goes over to Narwhal, so he's at double base now. A nice eco into his vein. Team 2 doing a very good job on eco. 800 to, actually, Team 1 was down considerably. That probably was power related, but 750, so a little bit in favor of Team 2. Not as bad as I thought it was moments ago, so again, still notable, but nothing, 100 plus that it was once, just like I said, moments ago. Bricks versus Harbingers. I vote on the Bricks every single time. T2 Mex is being upgraded to get some more veterancy for Saison, who's going for Nano. Finally, after a while of me thinking he should get it. And that's just a caster's point of view. Of course, he is going for it nonetheless. I'd love to see that. Harbingers versus Ilshis. Ilshis win Ilshis do not win that fight every day out the week. The Harbingers outnumber them and outgun them pretty heavily. Themo, I don't know where he's going. Did he click his commander by accident? But 5-star vetted, but we have Mui out of range of Themo's gun. Not looking good. Is Mui going to let him escape? Drops him into the red. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, he's dead. And there he goes. Team 2 wipes out Mui. I think that had to have been a click by accident. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, says Themo. Yeah, I just can't handle so much. Says that's what he says. He says, I'm not 2K. Well, he's doing pretty well considering. I just think walking his comm out probably did not help. Just Q will probably transfer over that base to Bellarone. T3 land headquarters for the UEF tech will be wiped out. There is a secondary one back here. And there it goes, Just Q. I'm kind of surprised Bellarone doesn't have it just yet. Looks like an air fight happened. Looks like it's in Team 1's favor. Couple of bricks going after Hollow Submarines Commander. Oh, they're not continuing to walk to catch up to the comm, but it looks like that. Oh, couple more shot. There he goes. Team 2 loses Hollow Submarine, so it is now 4v3. Still in Team 2's favor, but again, that's only 1 comm advantage. That could be it for Team 1 to win or Team 2 to win. Just that 1 extra, well, Team 2 for that 1 extra commander, or Team 1 that 1 extra base in somebody else's control. But 1 base essentially wiped out for Bellarone. Team 2 over 100 mass in their favor for eco, and I think slowly continuing to climb. bricks behind the main group of forces from Team 2 in the middle here. More bricks are going to be the focus here for these Obsidians, Harmagers, and whatnot, but there's still a couple of those remaining assassins on... Who was that? That was Hollow Submarine's commander. Can overrun amok. T3 ASFs being wiped out by land units. Some you don't see, or at least ground-to-ground units, I should say. You do see air-to-ground, of course, but not the ground-to-ground. But a couple of Harmagers just spread out, going after a ton of some T2 mexes here for Team 1. Not really doing good on the defenses on the eco situation. There goes that. Harmager dead to rights there. Splash almost done here for Velarone. Maybe a calm snipe is in his future, or maybe it will backfire and he will be the one that will be sniped. T3 air facility is the target for these bricks, and there are some T2 PD being built to try to curtail their movements. And going after a T3 Pigeon, not finished, probably not a good idea. Go for the one that's being built. Ooh, this one's being assisted, or sorry, reclaims that way the AoE doesn't destroy it. Harbinger, the Asylum actually gets over the top of that brick, prevents it from actually shooting out of the bubble and protecting the T3 Pigeon. And Steel Force said, whew, that was close. Yeah, Strap Bomber, where are you? I hear you. Over here. Kills off those two Harbingers. There's still one more remaining, and its shield has been regen completely, which means actually almost completely, so it should activate right about now. There it goes. Bombers are inbound. Strap Bombers are inbound. That should be more than enough to deal with that menace. There it is. Bomber wipes out its target. Another brick just hanging out. Team 1 PD is going to be more than enough to deal with that. The engineers are the targets, but that brick... it's not going to stand there being shot at, which is probably a good idea. Splash is done. Took over 200 seconds to finish it. Shield started from Mui. And still more forces from Team 2's drill continuing to push in, and even Harbingers as well assisting from Mui to wipe out the entire southern front for Team 1. Team 1, 900 mass. Team 2, 1.1k. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, because why not at this point? Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, all the YouTube things that YouTube loves to see. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully you're enjoying all of the cut-ins for the kill cams for the kills that I do miss. Hopefully you're enjoying that. I'm trying to make those as seamless as possible. So if you have any comments about that or anything else about my casting style, editing style, whatever advice you have for me or things I can improve on, please let me know. I always love to hear it, because that's just, oh, I can do this a little bit better. Oh, I can do this a little bit better. Because sometimes it's hard for me to see it, especially after doing 600 plus videos. It's kind of hard for me to really delineate like that's a mistake, because if I've been doing it for 200 casts, kind of don't realize it's a mistake. So really do appreciate all the comments, so please continue to throw them my way, and I will of course always respond to them. Maybe not in a timely manner, but I will respond to them nonetheless. We have Harbingers down the middle here from Team 2, slowly being eradicated by defenders from Team 1. Should be pretty much dealt with. A couple of Percys over here from Velarone, and they should be stacked up in a nice little ball, but they are not, so they're going to be overwhelmed slightly. Bricks in the middle, trying to stop this inbound column from Team 2's Dro into the north. Lots of units starting to coalesce around the north there, because there's a GC inbound. The base here for Saison is down. He does not build his nano. That's unfortunate. He's going for a monkey. His monkey will be finished in time before the Colossus gets to his main base. There's a lot of forces inbound, and this attack needs to do significant damage, or it is not looking good for Team 1. I thought that was an artillery piece. I was going to say it is not. A nuke would be very, very interesting at this point in the game. There's Saison's monkey, and looks like I will shift over to that direction to see how it turns out. Lots of engineers trying to build the second monkey. Colossus will win the monkey fight quite handedly. We have Saison moving in to assist, and the Colossus not engaging. He sees the monkey. He's like, no, I'm going to let my Harbingers do the job first. Bricks and Harbingers are inbound to assist. Looks like maybe he's going to go after the comm. Percy's in. Is that Percy? No, those are Othams. Excuse me. And there's the focus on that Monkey Lord. It's sitting underneath the shield coverage. Love to see that. Protects it from 10,000 points of damage. And Bricks are going to focus on the monkey. Kill it off. Second shield. Not enough to cover. The monkey gets into range, but just immediately loses its capacity. And Saison is the target. Tries to go in for the kill on the GC. Strap Bombers are going to say, no thank you. Go away. Says Lieutenant Lynch. You didn't say the magic word. That is a definitive kill for Team 1. Bombers inbound going after the chicken that's being built back here and some T3 mexes as well. The game is now at 3v3, 28 minutes. Monkey Lord, the second one, is online. And Strat Bomber is now going after this base for Dro, wiping out some facilities. All of the bombers are dead. A couple of mexes, actually none of the mexes were wiped out. And the monkey is retreating nonetheless. But Team 1 got a kill out of it. Didn't kill off a base, but did kill off a player. So they'll take their victory where they can. I hear another Strat Bomber. Oh, they're over here running around for Lieutenant Lynch. Moy says, spam experimentals, please. And looks like that chicken, again, it took a lot of damage, but it will finish here shortly, so at least that's something. Monkey Lord, everything transferred over into the north for Narwhal. So it's Narwhal in the north, we have Dro in the middle, and Moy in the south. For Team 1, it's Velarone in the south, Lieutenant Lynch in the middle, and Just Q in the north. I keep hearing those Strat Bomber sounds, whistles, whatever the term is called. I know during World War I, the mortars would make a distinctive whistle, and depending on what mortar, not mortar shell, what are they called? Round? The actual, like, explosive that was fired up in the air. Depending on the whistle, soldiers could tell what was fired, whether it was explosive or gas or whatever. At least that's what I think I remember correctly. Anyway, let me know down in the comments if I'm right or wrong about that. I don't want to be spouting nonsense, which I do from time to time. Missile launchers not doing too great at dealing with this brick. That's kind of just having some fun. And I think the lasers weapons will be more than enough to deal with it, though. But we'll lose a couple of them nonetheless. Nano repair is still going on the way here for Featherrun. Shield Heavy started here from way in the south. And no other upgrades coming online. Second GC is online. The first one did survive. It's at 2-star vet, so 60 hit points a second regen for him. But still, of course, does not have does not have the pleasure of having an even number, not even number, but a very pretty number. You know, 99,999 is not a pretty number. 100,000 even is a pretty number. We have Harmagers moving in, bricks covering the GC. Second monkey soon to be coming online. PD being built in front of it. Chicken is almost done. Again, it's already been damaged, but if it's already over 75%, it's not terribly bad. It's just not as 100% as Team 2 would like it. There it is. It is done. Narwhal sitting here with just his gun on board. Needs to be a little bit careful. Looks like that column of bricks in GC are going southward. Looks like they're going to try to pull the forces this way, allowing some time for that second GC to intercept and get there a little bit sooner. There are some sniper bots inbound as well from Team 2's Narwhal. A little bit more of a range. The front line in the north has essentially collapsed. There's still some sort of semblance. In the south, it is not looking good for Team 1. Moy is running over positions for Velarone. He needs an experimental is really what he needs. Guess he just doesn't have the time. He is getting some assistance from Lieutenant Lynch in Strat Bomber tech. But again, we do see a monkey inbound from Lieutenant Lynch going straight for the air grid for Team 2. Didn't even notice this. And bricks and monkeys just don't even care about PD. They're going straight for the P-gens and killing off transport because why not? And there's going to be a P-gen explosion there. Gets reclaimed at the very last moment. That one gets reclaimed as well. That one will get reclaimed, and that one will probably be... No, it won't get reclaimed. PD might be enough, and Dro's comp is actually nearby. Will it be targeted? No, it will not, but it wouldn't have killed them anyways. And Strat Bombers in the south slowly driving away those Harmagers slowly but surely. Again, Percy's being... Actually, not really being stacked up in the south like I thought they would be. But attack in the middle now. The GC just continues to pull southward. The GC not realizing that there's a chicken right next to it. Gets some veterancy. Looks at 3 stars for him. And I think the GC will not make it, but it's going to be just the death by 1,000 cuts from those bombers. The chicken will not get enough veterancy to survive a tiny bit longer. And there it is. But again, it pulls the pulls the chicken away from this fight in the north. And that GC actually loses to 2 Monkey Lords and a bunch of T3 support. And Button says PD not fatty, says Buttons. Strat Bombers inbound to assist. And again, they're going after that GC. Team 1 has to have air if Team 2 is really not deploying it. And Team 2 is not really deploying it. They do have some air. Megalith is online. It is being sent southward to assist. Strat Bombers focusing on the GC. Again, they want that mass closer to home. so they can get more units and defenses online. And all this is doing is buying time for that Megalith to come and assist. We see ASF's gearing up. They know they have to go for those bombers. This could be a nice little sweep on the southern side if they're able to wipe them out. And ASF's come in from Team 1's Lieutenant Lich and wipe out a huge chunk of Dro's ASF. And that is the end of all the ASFs for Team 2. That is an air victory for Team 1. Looks like they have air dominance. Yeah, not supremacy yet. But they do have dominance. I think maybe a couple of bombers were wiped out, but not enough. There is some AA in the area, but there's not a terrible amount of it. You see that bomber just got shot out of the sky by some flak. And there's also some T3 bouncers, so that's actually helping out. Oh, that one gets wiped out as well. That's not helpful. Advanced Nano is online. Velarone has the splash on board, and he's looking to party. And, of course, the reclaim field being guarded by Team 2, scooping up all of those units before Team 1 has a chance to try to come by and scoop it up themselves. Another GC online, more coming online all the time. Air grid having a nice little interesting shape here from Team 1. Another another Megalith coming online for Lieutenant Lynch. There is the grab, but it's transferred over to Velarone, and he's full sending it into that GC. Again, dropped him to 35,000 hit points, and the GC, I think he saw it and goes, nah, it's not worth it, and goes home. And Strat Bomber's inbound going after that GC, drops it into the yellow. Look at that. Starts out with 100,000 hit points, almost drops it to below essentially 70%. And that's going to be every single pass. With about 3 or 4 passes, that's going to be enough to wipe it out entirely. And it looks like an airlocking might occur. Oh, look at that thing just take thousands and thousands of damage. Maybe it's time for a nuke. Hey! Somebody thinks about it. There we go. You got to get the caster to say kaboom at least once per game, right? No big ticket items as of yet. 34 minutes are on the clock. Another chicken almost done for Narwhal. Looks like Narwhal's also going for Megalith and Monkey Lord. 3 Monkey Lords and a Ythotha walk into a bar with only 1 GC. That GC is going to get outnumbered incredibly quickly and outdamaged very, very fast. And it looks like the Mega will help defend the southern front for Team 1 again. They lost this base. The eco situation not heavily favoring Team 2 at this point. It's 1.3 to 1.2, so roughly in the same state for Team 1 that is for Team 2. Sam's getting TML'd, says Seal Force. Looks like an arrow might be floating around soon here for Team 1. But focusing on Sam sites, or AA. In the north, there's the attack. Harbinger is trying to focus on all of the everything. That GC just getting focused by incredibly quickly. First, a Monkey Lord is down. Second one isn't targetable yet by that GC. The GC, there it is. Now it's targeting the Monkey Lord. Lots of flak going to die here shortly. Strap Bomber's inbound to help assist. And they're going to go for the farther Monkey Lord to get a tiny bit of splash, it looks like. And that Monkey Lord is down. Third Monkey Lord is now the target. Bombers will help wipe out that second Monkey Lord. Third Monkey Lord. Yeah. Jeez. And that Ythotha probably won't get a lot of work done. Just because it's already done the work for now. There's no units nearby to assist with defensive operations or the reclaim for now. Engineers are moving in to go for that reclaim right now. So if Team 2 can grab it, that'd be a huge boost to the eco. If Team 1 can grab it, same thing for that. Team 2 doing very well on eco. In terms of reclaim, it's double the amount for Team 1. Doing very, very well in that regard. Strat Bombers continue to just pile on damage after damage for the reclaim field. So Team 2 getting less and less amount of it as time goes on. And the Fat Boy is online. The Mega is defeated. And that GC is also defeated. This one is in the yellow. And it looks like Velarone maybe has been spotted with the splash on board. Again, he's doing tons of damage per hit. You know, chunks and chunks and chunks of hit points just being reduced to ashes. And it looks like that Ythotha is not dead yet, but is soon to die here shortly. Engineers inbound to scoop up reclaim from the remaining Monkey Lord wreck. And there's engineers inbound from Dro to also scoop it up. And Strat Bombers continuing to just lob shot after shot after shot. Looks like they're down here to assist with defenses of that GC. There goes that attack. Team 1 stacking up a hefty amount of strats. Team 2 not having a lot of ASFs online probably is not helping. They're going for more mobile and stationary AA rather than ASFs, which can work. The only problem is that line of strats get pretty far in. It's not going to matter. No shields really except for the one. Nuke is outbound from Team 2's Mui. First one of the game. Will it land? Will it land? Will it land? And no, it will. Oh, actually, no, it will for Team 2. Wait, hold on. Yes, it will for Team 2. Oh, no, it will for Team 1. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. There's no SMD. Very unfortunate. Team 1 still has the air advantage, but it will cut down a considerable amount that's being built. Look at that. Just ripping up tons and tons and tons of strats. Not strats, but from those strats, ripping up tons and tons of bricks and whatnot. Here comes the nuke. SMD now is built, but way too late. Does it clip the headquarters is the question. Kaboom! No, it does not, but it wipes out essentially the entire air grid. Mui running, says Mui, yeah, he is fleeing, going back home, and gonna sit back, relax, and have some fun. GC is down, Ythotha is down. The Team 2 still has another one. It's just a lot of mass being sunk into this engagement in the north for both of these players. And more stuff. Looks like another nuke started for Team 2 in the north. Mui-san, get over here. Sizzle, please. Oh, it's the strap bombers. Oh, there he is. Oh, he has the heavy shield online. So there's a lot of hit points to chew through. Oh, yeah, that's not going to go well for him. Team 1 saw the loss in... Oh, he gets the shield online at the last moment to save himself thousands of hit points of damage. That's actually going to be enough to save his life. Again, that shield straight up saved his life, and the additional 17,000 also straight up saved his life. So that is a PSA to everybody who is going for Aeon. Always, 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 always build the heavy shield when you can, because it can save your life in a pinch, and literally it did for Mui. Fat Boy offline. GC almost dead. This GC is almost dead as well. T3 Pigeon is the focus. It goes off, kills off a ton of engineers and a couple of defenses. And another set of dead units for Team 1 and Team 2 to scoop up. Megalith not doing good with that GC dancing around him. It's only going to take 2 twin shots of those cannons. Oh, there's one set. And there it is. GC is down. All of the strats are dead for Team 1. Mui survives assassination and going for more and more GCs. Again, has that nuke. It's almost online a second time, and I would assume it's going to go for the base in the west. Donut. North says Narwhal, and that donut is almost done. There's a donut already over here, and there's no air realistically to speak of for Team 2, so it's going to be all mobile AA, which there is some in the area. And they're slowly wiping out the shield. Oh, look, I do hear a strap bomber somewhere. Look at that. Oh, they're over here to the middle. We have Mega going after GC. GC's going to win that fight just because of the previous engagement. And the Czar still being shot at by AA lightning tanks, but it is getting some veterancy up to almost 10,000 now in terms of mass skill. It needs to get to 25,000. Getting a little bit more veterancy from the little missiles that like to zoom in on everybody nearby. Those things have long range on board that donut. Fat Boy pushing in, probably not the best idea. Second nuke is outbound from Mui, and it's going northwest. It's going for the SMD, but it is loaded in time, so it will be denied. That is the problem. Once your opponent knows your strategy, if they can counter it fast enough, it is not going to matter. And this chicken is down. We have ASF over the top here for Team 2's Dro to take out some of the hit points. The shield is down, so it's taking hull plating hit points, but the Mega will survive for Team 1's. Who is that? That is Just Q, just barely, at least for now, if it's not going to get killed out by these bricks and off them. And we have a Moleculoid to the north on the edge trying to run by. If Team 1 notices it, that's probably where that Czar is going to go next. Tons of spy planes over the top from Dro to get a readout on what's up for Team 1. The nuke, of course, is shot down, evidenced by the fact that we didn't hear another boom. It looks like somebody has spotted the Monkey Lord, and that's going to be that. Veterancy for him gets up to 2-star vet now. Now up to a max of 48,000 hit points. Don't see a lot of veterancy for the donuts. just because they die pretty quickly. ASF not really doing a whole lot, just wiping out some Team 1 bombers, but hey, that's something, I guess. Fat Boy pushing in. We have aggressive AA placements here from Moy, just locking out Team 1's ability to use bombers, and that Fat Boy has to go home because there is inbound threats. Lots of spam facilities for engineers here for Velerone to get eco flowing into his veins. There we go, not throwing. And there is a there is a GC inbound from Dro. Don't know where it's going exactly, but it's going somewhere. Team 1, do you have any plans to end the game? Second donut online. I mean, that's not going to end the game entirely, but it will be very useful nonetheless if it is used correctly. Third nuke half loaded. First nuke for Narwhal is almost loaded. Does he have an SMD nearby? No. Probably needs to build that. If Team 1 built their own nuke, then that would be the first or second target. But T3 artillery has been started. Actually, no, scratch that, going for donuts. And it looks like the donuts was eventually shot. No, is that the same? No, it's the same donut. Where's the second donut? Where'd that one go? Or is that the same one? Remember the wreck that I don't know about? No? No, yeah, that's the only donut that I see. Weird. I thought there was a second donut online for Team 1, but I guess not. Unless it's staring at me in the face and I completely miss it, which is entirely possible. Yothotha online in the south. That should be more than enough to assist. It is 1 GC, sorry, 2 GCs, 3 GCs soon. That 5 boy is continuing to push. I don't agree with this. I know you want to keep pushing back, but eventually that GC will catch up to him. 2 Czars were messed, says Narwhal. I don't see any wrecks, so again, I don't know. Oh yeah, oh there they are, right there. What the heck? Again, the second one just appeared out of nowhere. I swear it was staring at me in the face. And the ASFs could wipe out the weaker Czar, but I don't know if they'll go for it. And again, they're getting lots of veterancy from these very long-range missiles. 3-star vet now up to 52,000 hit points. Aggressive AA moving in from Team 2's Dro to push back the just roaming bands of bombers and whatnot for Team 1. If they were bouncers, actually, which they are bouncers, they're actually very well equipped to deal with stuff. And look at that, the bomber misses, all those bouncers are dead, and didn't really go well. Nuke is outbound, going for this base. Yep, I was going to assume that'd be the next base it goes for. Unfortunately, the Fat Boy will be killed off. The chicken will actually stop movement. I think he can kind of tell where it's going. At this point, just pull the Fat Boy forward. Oh, it's going to be a very, very, very good nuke for Team 1. Those donuts are very... oh, there is a dead donut. Look at that. Well, there was one that was dead. Oh, they killed off the first one. And there's no shields on board these. Definitely not good for the donuts. Looks like somebody has some power issues. You got to sort that immediately. And here comes the nuke. Going to land right next to that Fat Boy and the other wreck. Kaboom! Wipes out a huge amount of stuff for Team 1. Still has some defenses online. The Ion Storm activates. This GC somehow is not dead yet, but soon will die, I would assume. And it is now sitting at 102,000 mass for 3 nukes. 30+ thousand. Pretty good. And those donuts, very, very concerning for Team 2. Multiple air grids online. Love to see that. They're decentralized. They're very far away from one another. And that GC is somehow still alive and will stay alive for a while. And we still have Velerone on the front line defending with his comm. 34,000 mass killed with his comm personally. Lots of AA underneath the donuts. Not really great. Got to get those things out of range. Third donut is almost done. Fourth one is coming online here shortly. Actually, that's actually number 4, but third one online. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the western front for Team 1, sorry, eastern front, southern front, whatever front is down there, not really looking good for Team 1. Dro is too strong. All 3 together should be enough, says Pie Guy. For what? Going after what is the question? There's a lot of AA that's been built in the interim. We have 21. It's actually not as much as I thought that would be online for the airplay, but Moy definitely has a ton online. 29. It's not as much as I thought. A lot less than I think is online for AA. Hey, there we go. 55 of them online. There we go. Now, if he comes in from the north, he has a little bit more AA coverage up there, but not by much. Once you get past that base, essentially it's just home free. But we have Featherbone fighting off a GC. His shield unit taken out by the lightning, not lightning, but the vacuum arms, and the lightning storm helps Featherbone kill off that GC. He's just being pounded and pounded and pounded this game. And Megalith and Chicken in the middle facing off. GC as well mixed in there. And we have Engineers and it looks like Harbinger scooping up that donut wreck. 3 donuts running around. Air, cover, donut top, split your air, says Themo. And that first Megalith is down. Second one is down as well. And Strat's running in, wiping out tons of AA. There's still a Ravager mixed in there somehow. Still alive. And Megalith pushing in from Lieutenant Lich now. And ASF really want to engage. You can see all those long-range missiles wiping out, 1 and 2 ASF, but that adds up after a while. Fourth Czar is online. And is the artillery going to be... No, it's just going to be GCs all day. Something nefarious here, says Pie Guy. Oh, just more Czars. Those are more GCs. Oh, look. Nuke is loaded once again, and artillery is soon to be online for Moi. Is there an SMD? Yes. Is it loaded? Yes, it is. And those donuts are looking very, very scary. Team 2 needs to deal with that sooner rather than later. And lots of lightning tanks in the middle of this formation here for Team 2's Narwhal. Lots of damage. That donut is going to die very, very quickly here. Needs to pull that thing back. That's the problem with these donuts, and they're just not great in terms of staying online long enough. There goes the first donut. It's down. Second donut's going to fall. Third donut's going to fall. Look at that. Second donut is down. Takes so much time to build it. And third donut is there. Team 1 does not... Gets some veterancy. Stays online a tiny bit longer. This is about to die. 1,500 hit points and falling. 1,000 hit points and falling. There goes the third donut. Fourth donut will get out of there, but still, that's a lot of just dead units for Team 1. I don't know if they can recover from that financially. Has a lot of mass to drop there. Bug almost done for Lieutenant Lich. He's going for advanced regen or Strat Bombers inbound to deal with that GC. 32,000 hit points remaining on board that thing. Does he have Splash? No, he doesn't because he has Regen Aura. Will he survive is the question. 252 hit points a second regen. Gets some veterancy, kills off that GC quite nicely. And yeah, just not a good situation for Team 1 to be in with all that reclaim just sitting there for Team 2 to take. Velobone, not looking good for that GC engagement. Oh, the Strap Bomber's not going to help. He's at 5-star vet, 250 hit points a second regen. Oh, 13,000, 12,000, 10,000. Needs to get out of range. 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000 is killed off by that GC. I don't know why it just didn't back up initially, but Moi gets another kill. Drops this game to a 3v2, and it is starting to collapse. The donuts fell out of the sky, and the southern side is collapsing. Unless Team 1 has a big ticket item hidden somewhere in their back pocket, I think that might be the end of the game. Telly says Dro. Tele Defense now says Dro. Team 1 still has Just Q, but Just Q, yeah, he is going for teleporting. He has laser on board. Moi should be fine down here. He does have a GC for defense, so there's that. He has a nuke. He has his artillery, but that's not going to be done anytime soon. Ion Storm activates. Lots of Strat Bombers, lots of air for Team 1, but Team 2 just said absolutely not. Did that other donut survive anywhere? I don't see it on the map. Again, it's been staring at me in the face for quite a while. Oh, nope, that's the Ion Storm. No, I don't see it, no. Looks like it died somewhere. Team 2 probably just reclaimed it. That's why I don't see the wreck. And I just don't think Team 1 has enough on land. Maybe start Awasa, but Team 1 just recalls anyways. The battle, again, like I said, really wasn't going to go their way. Eventually, you have GCs down here to the south. Yeah, there's some strats helping out, but it's going to take a while. Yeah, there's a Yothotha, but there's a newly healed up GC. If it took out the SMD, that base would be dead. When you have a GC here, I mean, it's kind of alive, but it looks like the SMD might be taken out here shortly. There's there's enough strats, so maybe it would have been enough, but I think the donut's not really doing anything. Definitely did not help. And then I think Team 1 kind of just lost all of its momentum there. But good job on Team 2. Again, 7v7, crazy match as always. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed. And MVP for me, I mean, the southern side really held it together and pushed through. That's really what cracked a lot of Team 1's momentum, was this southern side. Again, and also the donuts being wiped out didn't help anything for Team 1 as well. So a little bit of combination of the both. I don't know if it goes to Narwhal or if it goes to Mui. Kind of leaning towards Mui just a little bit, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'll give it to him entirely. But the nuke did help, to be fair. It did definitely help keep Team 1's air back just a little bit. But again, let me know down in the comments who you would pick. I don't really have a 100% this is who I would vote for. So let me know. I really do appreciate it. All the time and attention and whatnot. I will see all of you in the next one.